This is a really hard video to make. I ask that you don't judge me. I'm a 3-time Trump supporter. I've given tens of thousands of dollars to his campaign. Finally, he went too far. He just went too far. I've seen the error of my ways, and I'm so apologetic. I lost my husband. I lost my children. That was years ago. Good riddance to him, I said. You know, I cheered on his ICE raids. Well, I found out I'm losing my benefits. And, so now I'm gonna have to go back to work. I'm a nearly 80-year-old woman.
Actually, from it. This is huge, okay? This was a huge fundamental promise. Affordability. His thing was, there's no such thing as affordability. It's a made-up word. That landed like a fart in church. So now he'll talk about affordability. He just says the Democrats did it. Biden did it. Nobody believes it anymore. Why? Takes us to number 2. The tariffs and the war in Iran. I mean, you got to separate them because they mean different things on different levels. But just terrible, terrible failures of the MAGA priorities in America first. The tariffs were a wild...
Yeah, America first means American first. And Americans are crying due to inflation. But President Trump says, I don't care about the financial condition of Americans. I just care about, I have to stop Iran from being nuclear power.
Notion that they would bring back manufacturing anytime soon and that they would balance anything in ways that are good for the American consumer let alone in the short term. But the tariffs have absolutely helped drive inflation, raise prices on things that matter, like gas, but other things as well. And they have crushed small businesses. You know, we're in the middle of, as I shoot this, National Small Business Week. He's done nothing for them. They're getting crushed. You know, there was a time when he used to promise that he would treat them equally to big businesses in the tax code. Remember, what percentage of businesses in America are small business? 99.9%. 0.1% are mid and large size corporations. Oh, yeah, but they do all the hiring. What percentage of the employed work at a small business? 50% of us. Oh, yeah, no. But the big businesses are the ones that make all the money. That's why they get the preference. What percentage of the GDP is made by small business? 50%. You see what I'm saying? The priority is because of preference. It's a choice. It's not because of the economic realities. So they have their own tax code. Small businesses don't. There's no small business tax rate. I had this Trumper on my show the other day saying about, hey, look, we really helped them with the small.
I will say it's not any kind of small crisis. It's now turning a huge crisis for Americans. And President Trump still says everything is going perfect.
Business tax rate. What small business tax rate? They're all flow-through entities. You get taxed as an individual. They don't even have a special rate for small businesses. Why not? One time they said they would. Now they're just assuming there's one, but they never did it. You know? So you have to look at the number one thing that it was supposed to be America first, and that was supposed to be economic. And he's made affordability worse. They don't even know how to argue it anymore. They just distract you from it. Okay? What do you think this war was about? Takes us to number 2, the war. Okay? Now, the war is bad on several levels. Okay? And the extra is...
The landlord who owns the building where the Trump Truth Store is located here in Huntley is trying to get the business evicted. The owner, however, says she believes she's being singled out because of politics.
Wait, hold on. A Trump supporter in legal trouble and claiming political persecution? As they say, monkey see, monkey do. And no offense to monkeys, who are clearly smarter than the average MAGA type. And really, this is another story of FAFO, as in F around and find out. We'll talk about the effing around and the finding out part right after you hit subscribe to Really American Media. Go ahead. Okay. All right. So for this story, we go to the small town of Huntley, Illinois, to a locally owned and operated Trump store. And just in case you're lucky enough to have no idea what a Trump store is, Here's a rundown on what it is and why this particular one is in some legal trouble.
The store is filled with pro-Donald Trump hats, T-shirts, just about everything else you can imagine. Owner Lisa Fleischman has had the store in this Huntley strip mall for more than a year, but for the last 5 months or so has been racking up fines from the village of up to $500 a day. That's from citations Huntley has issued for alleged violations, including blocking the sidewalk with merchandise like the life-sized inflatable Donald Trump.
All right, first of all, you might be in a cult if you open a store like that. And when I say might be, what I really mean is you definitely are. Secondly, the town's restrictions on signage and merchandise out front are extremely common around our country. My town has the exact same restriction because if you let one store do it, then they all do it, then your whole town ends up looking like some cheap yard sale. But since Maga does not understand the concept of the greater good or the concept of following basic laws, this woman is playing the victim, just like her cult leader taught her to do.
I need to stand up, and for the small businesses, not alone, that's totally political.
She says she believes she's being singled out.
I'm going to fight it and bring it to people's attention, because without that, we're never going to have change.
Oh, it's change you want. I think you've got your presidents confused in about the most insulting way possible. And as for this claim that this is all political, her town voted for Trump in the last election, and she recently held a rally, and all sorts of sheep showed up to flock to her cause. So let's not pretend like you live in San Francisco. And as for this tiny town that she does live in, here's their 2 cents.
The village sent a statement, reading in part, Ms. Fleischman insists on maintaining signage in violation of the ordinance that includes temporary banners, flags, inflatable figures, and signs placed within the right-of-way.
And just like her hero, Captain American, she's had to sink some cash into hiring a lawyer who has the depressing job of trying to defend this clear violation of the local laws.
Fleischman's attorney says he believes she's being targeted and that she'll be vindicated.
We're optimistic that things are going to.
Well, let me just preface by apologizing to viewers for my past MAGA activism and my support of Donald Trump. When Trump ran, I fell for the lies that he would drain the swamp and would root out corruption. And he was correct in pointing out the graft and the fraud and the abuse. But what he has done is he has continued to enrich himself and his own family at the expense of the American people. I realized that Trump was lying and that I had allowed myself to believe these lies, which eventually led to my leaving of MAGA. And I think that there are more than ever who are in the MAGA community who right now are having doubts about their support for Donald Trump. We have a nationwide billboard campaign, and our message is very simple on the campaign. It's having doubts, you're not alone. And for those who might be seeing this, who right now are starting to question their beliefs, are starting to perhaps feel confused, they're wondering if the MAGA movement comports with their values anymore, we want them to know that they're not alone. And I think the president knows that he is losing support.
Yeah, he is clearly losing the support. People are now they are regretting they have voted for President Trump. Everybody is regretting right now. He promised so much during election campaign. Everybody just fell for it and they voted for President Trump. I clearly remember that time. At that time in 2024, November 5, before 5 November, and President Trump was so much popular. He survived an assassination attempt, and that's why he was very popular in all over USA, not just in USA, outside of USA as well. He was very popular. But right now, I can tell you, he is so much unpopular. I cannot see Trump supporters on social media. I cannot see so many people defending President Trump as they were defending during election campaign that he's going to change America forever. He is going to put America first. Now he's putting America first, and he's not putting Americans first. Americans are crying due to inflation. They're crying. They are paying more for gasoline prices, and he doesn't care about the financial condition of Americans. And he was a president. He said, "I will stop every war in the world. I will end every war in the world." And after becoming a president, I don't know what just happened to President Trump. He just started a war himself with Venezuela, Iran, what he just did to the NATO allies. everybody is angry with President Trump, and now the people in USA, they are angry. You have seen this video. People are regretting voting President Trump. Have you voted for President Trump in this election, previous election? Let me know in the comment section, guys. What's your opinion? What do you want to say? And what are your random thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. I gain a lot of knowledge from your comments. Actually, I'm a student of US politics and you're the teacher. You have to teach me the correct politics of USA. I'll bring more important videos for you. Till then, please take care of yourself.